Having a simple swing and manual swing combined gives you two different swings you can use. Simple swing is automatic depending on where you aim, always aim high, and is the fastest. The manual variant gives you more variety. Manual swing gives you the exact location to the
crosshair
and gives you the ability to web zip, which I will go over in the text section. Same thing with get over here, when you can either do a pull variant or a swing variant. Having the pull variant is great for displacement and isolating targets. Tagging an enemy with a spider tracer gives you the ability to do the swing version. Has a slightly longer radius and is easier to combo since the swing sensitivity is pretty high. Spider-Man's primary is a 3 melee combo with 2 punches and a roundhouse kick. His primary also has a overhead slam, which can be accessed after doing his double jump, web swing, or out of a wall climb. His secondary fire is his web clusters, a projectile with decent travel time. These abilities in a vacuum do no damage, but tagging them with a spider tracer gives it the extra 45 damage that a cluster adds. Hitting the enemy, including an uppercut, consumes this mark. The uppercut is a 4 meter radius that deals 60 damage, really good with web clusters and web zips. For anything regarding his melee combo, overheads, or uppercuts, you'll need to chain them with the web clusters as much as you can for the extra 45 damage that a cluster adds. Peter has the ability to wall climb like Venom does. I personally have my direction of wall climb set to advance vertically upwards, since the mouse option feels pretty wonky and can get confused on certain geometries of the map. Anyways, now let's talk about Spidey playstyle. You are super fast, but you are also very vulnerable to damage since your only sustain is said mobility. You'll want to look for isolated targets or anyone who is lagging behind the enemy team. As a dive DPS, you either want to go for a soft or hard dive. A soft dive is just baiting out the cooldowns before going for the kill on your next engage. A hard dive is committing to the act. When you hard dive, you are using your cooldowns to kill the target. That is the dive playstyle. But there is another one that Spider-Man can use for his more passive plays, and is the fishing style. If you find yourself dying even in soft engagements, this playstyle can compensate for that lack of uptime. Sometimes I'll look for a pull on a tank before my engage to see if I can get an early pick in that poke phase. Or if I can't land a Batman combo, I usually just look for a yo-yo or a combo to isolate the target into a 1v1. This is why spider players say to use your get over here pull for your fishing playstyle. So that way you can effectively increase your uptime by threatening the opponent with a pull. Let's go over the spider tech. The first tech I'll mention is the manual swing animation cancel. You do this by shooting a web cluster, preferably holding the mouse button and pressing your web swing. This allows you to animation cancel via uppercut, get over here, not only shooting it faster, but gives you access to the double overhead for the extra damage. Another piece of tech is the B-hop. It's pretty essential for your core mobility. All you do is do a web zip, cluster, then time to jump as soon as you hit the ground. With consecutive jumps, you'll carry the momentum and go blazing fast across the map. Something else that's also key for your mobility is web swing into uppercut. Really useful for getting across the map and carrying your momentum. Think of it like more of like an air B-hop if anything. It's really important for pulls, which I will talk about in a minute. Another trick you can do that highly elo spider players do is the B-hop into overhead slam. Use the manual swing when close to the ground. That's when you do the overhead and then you jump. It can give you that slight momentum carry you need to actually close the gap on the target. Think of it as a way to do like a horizontal Batman instead of a vertical one. Now on to combos. Your first combo is going to be the BNB. Really easy to execute, but leaves you very vulnerable. Not just because you use get over here to pull to the enemy, but because you go to where the enemies normally would be at, which would be the death circle. I would use this if you know that the enemy is isolated and has no CC cooldowns ready. The combo is pretty reliable. Instead of using get over here to pull into the enemy, you reposition them into you. Slightly harder in execution because you have to land the get over here, but very valuable. In my opinion, the best combo for Spider-Man is the Batman combo. Not the most difficult combo in the world, but requires setup of a high swing and can get a little iffy. It does a lot of damage in a short amount of time, and you can instant re-engage with it if you're feeling hyper aggressive. For the yo-yo, I like to replace this with the Batman if I mess up my setup. It is the hardest combo in my opinion since you are aiming while moving in the air. The most important part about this combo is to double jump the moment you're about to hit the get over here, so that way you'll have the extra air time to do it. The last combo I'll mention are the simple swing variations. For these to work, you'll need to have a web swing on a scroll wheel. This is so that way your web swing will instantly cancel the moment you scroll wheel. The double swing combo is like a faster B&B. I'll use this combo if I'm 100% certain that my target will die to it. Onto the flash step variation. This one is pretty great if you want to kill but want to bait out the CC. Not as fast as the double swing, but it can get the job done. And last but definitely not the least is the Hydro combo. I like to think of this as a combo that kills through Jeff Dive and Soul Bond. Great for tank busting. To make the Hydro combo easier, instead of doing the individual parts, instead when I use Get Over Here, I buffer my punch, tap and hold the second button, which is my web cluster, and the rest should be an auto combo. This makes the Hydro combo very manageable to do. All you have to worry about is timing the first punch, because sometimes I'll do it too early and I'll only just get the cluster out at the first string. For the Get Over Here pulls, this is what I have. Since I have the inputs enabled, I'll just let the video play by itself.
Crack the whip. Spider sling. Now I gotcha. There they go! Yeah. Now I gotcha. Spider sling. Yeah. Crack the whip.
But out of all the advice in this guide that I can give, I think the most important I can possibly say is that you should focus on your mentality. Peter Parker is easily one of the funnest heroes in the game, but due to his dive-focused playstyle and how hard he can be, it can get frustrating. Focus on improvement rather than just setting a destination for a rank. And I don't mean mechanically improve your combos, I mean really look at all of your mechanics all around. Practice your rollouts, routings for better escapes, knowing where the health packs are, fishing, and much more. I personally have found drastic improvement by focusing on my downtime by getting as much health as I can via a healer or health pack after a dive, but each problem is unique to each player. I only found out that my weakness I have by VOD myself. When you lose, look at the mistakes you can improve at and adapt it into your next game. For me, that's what really helped my Spider gameplay. It wasn't fancy pulls or cool combos, those definitely do help, but this is how you actually rank up in the game. Another important note is to not tilt queue, or at least after 2 losses in a row. I just usually take a break or stop playing for the day entirely. You don't want to put yourself at a mood deficit when you queue into a game. You waste time not enjoying the game, you'll make worse plays, and your team certainly won't be happy. Nobody wins. Just take the 2 losses after the 2 L's and just try another time. If you are on a winning streak though, do keep playing until those 2 L's hit. This might seem obvious of a piece of advice, but you'll be surprised of how much you can actually rank up when you do play in a better mood. If your teammates are toxic or just do not want to cooperate at all, I usually just mute chat or the voice chat, usually both, and this helps a lot because I can kind of pretend that it's a quick play, and sometimes I'll actually play better because of it. But there are a few exceptions where you'll actually run up the goats in your team, and those are the times where you should have your comms on and you should really focus with your team. And for comms, I usually just call my dives, just ult economy, just stuff like that. But other than that, that's usually the exception and not the rule. And honestly, you're just better off just meeting text chat anyways. Having that growth mindset will allow you to get better at the game. Just focus on improving you. You can't control how good or how bad your teammates are, or if Spider-Man is a throw pick or not. Just accept what the game has to offer and just play the best Spider-Man you can. I didn't get far enough to where it was because I had perfect mechanics or godlike macro like the pros do. All I had and all I needed was just drive. It was the same drive where I used that first 10 to 20 minutes in practice range, just focusing on landing combos, landing rollouts, etc. And then afterwards, I would hop into a comp game, just put the mask on, and just play my best. That is how you get to Celestial as Spider-Man.